RAP Explained, your first RESTful ABAP application. SAP has one official model for all new OData development on S/4HANA and BTP, and it is an SEGW. RAP, RESTful Application Programming Model, replaced it entirely. Most tutorials dump you into annotations before explaining why that matters. Here's the contract in one sentence. SEGW made you re-implement the same patterns for filtering, sorting, and authorization. Every developer, every time, differently. RAP makes you declare your intent. The framework handles the plumbing. In the next 10 minutes, you'll build a working RAP service from scratch and understand exactly what each layer does and what breaks silently if you skip the critical clauses. Let me give you the context that most tutorials skip. Before RAP, building an OData service in ABAP meant SEGW, Service Builder. You modeled your entity, generated the code, and then re-implemented everything in redefinitions. It worked, but the generated code was opaque, hard to test, and completely procedural. Every developer re-implemented the same patterns for filtering, sorting, authorization differently every time. RAP changes the contract. Instead of generating unreadable code you then override, you declare your intent. This entity is managed. This action changes the lock, and the framework handles the plumbing. The difference matters. In classical ABAP, you write how. In RAP, you declare what. That shift is exactly why SAP chose it as the single model for all new OData development on S/4HANA and BTP. RAP has 3 layers. You need all 3, in this order. Let me build them live. The foundation is a CDS view, your data model. 2 types. Interface views, prefixed ZI, expose the raw data from the database. Consumption views, prefixed ZC, are what the OData service actually sees. They carry the UI annotations. Don't mix them. I see this mistake constantly. Developers put a UI.lineItem directly on the interface view and wonder why the projection is fragile. Here I'm reading from VBAK and VEAP, sales order header and items. Notice I'm aliasing the fields with meaningful names. The CDS layer is where naming discipline lives. If you name it badly here, every downstream consumer inherits the mess. The behavior definition, BDF, is where you declare what operations are allowed on your entity. Create, update, delete, and custom actions. The key word here is managed. When you say managed implementation in class SalesOrder unique, you're telling the framework to handle the persistence layer for you. The alternative is unmanaged, full manual control, more code, more bugs. Start managed unless you have a strong reason not to. 2 things beginners miss in the BDF. Lockmaster. Without it, 2 users can edit the same order simultaneously and one silently wins. An authorization master. This is where you hook in your authority checks. Omit it, and every user can do everything. Both omissions compile cleanly and misbehave in production. Required. Prevents silent overwrites authorization master. Finally, the service definition maps your consumption view to a service name, and the service binding publishes it. Either OData V2 or V4, with a publish button that gives you a test URL immediately. This is the part that feels like magic the first time. You click publish and you have a running OData endpoint. But the magic is already loaded with every decision you made in the CDS and BDF layers. If those are right, this step is 5 clicks. Now the part that separates the developer who uses RAP in production from the one who uses it only in a sandbox. 3 things break without compiler warnings. Armadillo 1. CDS views SIM at access control the authorization check. If you don't explicitly set this annotation, the default varies by system. And in some S/4HANA releases, the default leaves the view unprotected. A missing at access control authorization check. Check on a view reading FI data is a compliance problem. Always declare it explicitly. Armadillo 2. ETag Ascent M Entidades Managed RAPs Managed Scenario handles ETags automatically, but only if you declare the field. Without ETags, your patch operations can silently overwrite concurrent changes. The Fiori app doesn't warn the user. The last write wins. In a sales order scenario, that's data integrity loss. Armadillo 3. Falta de determination e validation no ciclo de vida RAP gives you determinations, compute derived values before save, and validations, enforce business rules before commit. Skipping them doesn't break the service. It puts the business logic inside the action implementations instead, dispersed, untestable, impossible to reuse. A year later, no one knows where the discount calculation lives. Pitfall 1 fix. Always declare explicitly at access control that authorization check. Here's the mental model I use when reviewing RAP services built by junior developers. RAP is opinionated by design. SAP decided how persistence, locking, and authorization should work so you don't have to reinvent them. That's good. The trap is treating the framework as a black box. You declare managed and assume locking is solved. It's not. You solve concurrency control. You still own authorization logic, data integrity rules, and ETag lifecycle. The developers who get RAP right are the ones who understand what the framework absorbs for them versus what it delegates back to them. The BDF is not click managed and done. It's a contract you sign with the framework, and every clause you skip becomes a production incident. This is also why RAP pairs directly with Clean ABAP. The framework gives you the structure. Clean ABAP principles give you the discipline inside that structure. If you haven't watched the Clean ABAP video, it's next. The habits that separate junior from senior apply directly to how you write your BDF validations and determinations. Framework absorbs /you own /contract clauses. Quick recap. RAP is 3 layers: CDS views for the data model, BDF for the business contract, service definition, and binding for exposure. The framework handles persistence and basic concurrency. You own authorization, ETags, and lifecycle logic, and the compiler won't tell you when you forgot them. If you're a developer getting into RAP for the first time, this video gives you the foundation. If you're a team lead introducing RAP to a team of ABAP developers, the migration from classical SEGW, the architectural decisions, the pitfalls at scale, that's exactly the kind of structured onboarding I help teams set up. Link in the description if that's relevant. Next up, Clean ABAP. 7 habits that directly change how you write BDF validations. Subscribe and you'll get it when it drops. RAP, behavior definition in a nutshell. The 2 words that change everything in RAP. This compiles, this runs, and this will fail in production. Here's why. Lock master /authorization master, always. RAP versus SEGW in 30 seconds. Declare what versus write how. SEGW made you re-implement everything. RAP changed the contract. Você vai construir serviço RAP do zero e entender cada camada. I help dev teams adopt RAP and modern ABAP at scale. Link in the description.